On today's episode of Identity, we talk sustainable energy with entrepreneur and engineer Mpumi Mbethe. We experience the Hindu festival of Navaratri. Our What's Happening segment features a workout app. We also review the website www.schoolsforsa.co.za. And we play out with a track from Songbird Lyra.
I am an individual with an imagination. My inner faith illuminates innovations. In a space with infinite inspiration, I was born free from all incarceration. Incredible, living infallibly, intelligent, outshine with my inner being. This is me, impeccable as ever been. I am you, you are me. This is my identity.
Good morning, Mzansians, and welcome to another episode of the show that adds a dash of spiritual swag to your Sunday. Lena i-Identity, mine Mpumi Mbethe. Yesterday marked National Children's Day. The South African government set aside the first Saturday of November each year to celebrate the progress that our country continues to make towards the realization and promotion of children's rights. It's been said that the future is in the hands of the young. So let us all make an effort to secure Mzansi's future by protecting the rights and welfare of the children that are around us. Speaking of securing the future, we're starting off today's episode with a guest who is passionate about doing just that. Uma ufuna kwatika bandi, asibonele cha. Lately, there has been lots of talk about renewable and sustainable energy. You may have also heard that the energy technologies that we currently rely on have a massive impact on our planet. But what exactly does all this mean, and how can you and I get involved? Well, my guest today has a vision to provide sustainable energy solutions and to contribute towards making sure that we leave behind a healthy earth for future generations. Besides, we have a spiritual duty to appreciate and protect our planet. Mpumi Mbethe is the founder of Momentous Energy, a company that focuses on development and financing of renewable energy projects in sub-Saharan Africa. His company set up Mzansi's first solar power generation plant in Rustenburg. Mpumi, welcome to Identity.
Good morning, Mpumi.
And tell me about Momentous Energy. I want to start there because there's lots of talk about renewable and sustainable energy resources, but what does your company do?
So Momentous Energy was one of the first companies in South Africa that's focused on developing renewable energy plants. So we started a while ago, and we were the first to actually connect to the Eskom grid and provide power into the Eskom grid.
And Mpumi, have you always been involved in engineering? Take me through your career.
Well, I've started in engineering. I've worked through many different industries. I have got experience in manufacturing, in services, in hospitality, as well as IT. So I've moved across many different industries, and up to recently decided to leave the corporate world and set up my own business and set up my own brand and pursue my own ambition in Momentous Energy. And
what are some of the challenges that you faced now becoming a business versus working?
So obviously, as Momentous Energy, we've taken huge risk. We've been lucky that we have been very successful in having RASMO One that we've as pioneered in this area. So there was no framework in place in terms of actually connecting back into Eskom and actually providing power back into the Eskom grid. So there was a lot of risk involved in that, but we're very happy that we've been successful. We're the first in terms of the Department of Energy Renewable Energy Program to connect, to reach our COD commercial operation on the 15th of November 2013, and the plant is fully operational and everything is working well.
For someone who's sitting at home and listening to all the terminology and the big words behind renewable energy, thinking, what guides Mpumi into this field? Spirituality, your upbringing?
Yeah, I think both, the spirituality and my upbringing. So in terms of my upbringing, I think I can say that we came from very humble upbringings. So I grew up on a small farm in enquire, in KZN. My mom lived with my mom, grew up with my mom and my sister. We spent a lot of emphasis on education. Very inspired by my mom, who was a single parent. I worked very hard at school, focused a lot, on education. I was lucky; I did very well in metric. I was one of the highest in terms of maths and science in the country. And then spirituality also. In terms of everything that we do, I think God was always there, as a guiding force. I think I always believed that I had the guidance, in terms of from spirituality and from God, and I could achieve whatever I wanted. Spirituality also. It gave us value, in terms of giving back to people and to society and not getting anything back in return.
Pravin, we hear all this talk about companies going green and helping to sustain energy, but what can I as an individual sitting at home do daily just to contribute?
Mpumi, as an individual, we can do a lot around energy efficiency in our homes in terms of conserving energy, also, but in terms of what technologies we've used, in terms of solar water heating, in terms of using solar lights, in terms of the type of lights we actually use. Increasingly now we're seeing also companies that are actually producing their own energy. So we're assisting many companies and many property companies, especially in this country now, where they're taking the entire roofs and we're actually building solar panels on the entire roof structure. And they are getting approximately 10 to 15% of their energy requirements from their own installations. So there's a huge impetus and there's huge opportunity for creativity for both individuals in your house and companies in terms of using renewable energy and promoting sustainable energy.
Now, we often hear advanced or developed nations talking about it, but how sustainable is it in Africa?
In South Africa, by the way, South African program, so the Department of Energy has embarked on this DOE Renewable Energy IPP procurement program, which has been one of the best programs in the world. It's internationally acclaimed. And it's said to be in terms of public-private partnerships, as one of the most successful. Such that it has, over the last few years, probably over the last 2-3 years, it has attracted more than 150 billion rands of foreign investment into this country. And it's such a good program that we've seen all the international players into South Africa, and there's a huge development in wind farms, in solar farms, in biomass farms, and using all sorts of energy, because South Africa has ample amounts of renewable energy resource that we can use.
A lot of young people are choosing careers and they often take different paths. What kind of characteristics are required for someone in your field of study? My
personal view is, as long as you have a passion, you work hard, and you work towards what you want to achieve. I favor the maths and engineering and English. So I think maths and English are very, very important. So when you're in school, maths and science, but also English, I think it's very, very important to focus on maths and English in school.
Thank you, Pravin. So we're going to play a quick game completely out of your comfort zone.
Wow.
It's called Guess the Person. He is a South African music legend and he gave us the song Asimbonanga.
Johnny Clegg.
He is a big, friendly purple dinosaur.
Barney.
He is a billionaire during the day, but at night he fights crime and protects the city of Gotham. He travels in the Batmobile.
Bruce Wayne.
He's a famous South African comedian known for pranking people. Some of his movies include There's a Zulu on My Stoop and Hijack Stories.
Leon Schuster.
He was a German-born theoretical physicist and philosopher. He developed the general theory of relativity.
Einstein.
He became the first citizen of an independent African country to travel to space.
Mark Shuttleworth.
He is a South African professional golfer, a former world #1. He's known as the Big Easy.
Ernie Els.
He is the founder of Momentous Energy.
I don't know. Pravin Simnaran.
Pravin, it's been such a pleasure having you here on Identity. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Oh, that's Pravin. If you've been wondering how you can make a difference to the well-being of the planet Earth, then I hope Pravin has ignited the motivation that you need to make a visible contribution, no matter how big or small. After the break, we join the colorful and vibrant celebrations of the Hindu festival of Navaratri.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Usabukele i-Identity la kumzansi for sure, meaning Mpumi Mbethe. Sibonge ukuthi ukhethe kuhlala nathi. Navaratri is an important Hindu festival that is held in honor of the goddess Durga. The Hindu community in South Africa is known for its colorful celebrations over these 9 nights. Our team got a first-hand experience of the festivities and we wanted to share it with you. Thokotela nangu.
This is my identity.
Navaratri, which means 9 nights, is one of the important holy celebrations in the Hindu community. The colorful festivities are a sight to behold as devotees dedicate 3 days each to worshipping the divine.
Navratri is a festival. It's an old festival, very thousands of years back, relating to the manifestation of God in a female form. And this celebration takes place over 9 nights. The festival is focused on the women in manifestations in different forms, from the creation of energy, Shakti or power or cosmic energy, to the development of knowledge. And that knowledge brings enlightenment, and knowledge is power. Knowledge liberates you from darkness. Knowledge liberates you from evil, and that's the 9 nights of Navratri.
Navratri is a celebration of a change of seasons, and when the seasons change, it brings about new life. So over these 9 days, it is divided into 3 days each. First, glorifying the goddess Durga, who you see here in the middle. She represents power, valor, and all of the things that we need to defeat the bad in us, basically. The next 3 days are dedicated to goddess Lakshmi, goddess of fortune. She provides us with spiritual wealth. And the last 3 days are dedicated to the goddess of knowledge and wisdom, goddess Saraswati. So with these 3 aspects, within these 9 days, one is meant to identify with all of these different things that we are exposed to in our daily lives, learn and accomplish all the good within us and destroy all the negativity in us.
Navratri is a time of great celebration that's with lots of color, with lots of different music, vibrant music, and the food also depicts part of the 9 days that we celebrate. Firstly, with the color. If anybody sees a vibrant color, they automatically feel joyful and happy within. We try to abstain from meat, from alcohol, any form of intoxication during these 9 days, because we are engaging in prayer, in spiritual ways and enlightenment during these 9 days. So we try to eat foods that is good for you, that is good for your body as well.
What happens in this festival is that we dance around the mother idol in the middle, and on top is what we call a clay pot or garba. Garba means womb, and it's all about creative energy. It's about the Shakti, it's about the power. The dancing also signifies movement of energy. One of the various stories of Mother Durga is that she slayed a demon, and these dance forms basically signify or resemble the way in which she killed the demon.
From Navratri, I feel we come here in the nights. In the evenings we dance, so it's from like 7 to around 11. So I feel during Navratri we put in extra effort, so I feel we benefit that way and we get more blessings.
Navratri, because it's the celebration of Goddess Durga, I take the fact that we as women are actually celebrated in Hinduism. We are respected, we are treated equally just as the men. And as a woman, it makes me proud to know that in Hinduism, we respect our mother. We believe that Durga has 8 arms because she is so giving. She is willing to take up all your worries, all your troubles, just to make sure that you lead a better life. And all she asked for in return is to love her.
There's many senses that Navratri takes place at. So there is a large group of people. So interacting with all the different people, making new friends, and performing this dance, the Garba dance together, is so much of fun that it's something that everybody looks forward to. And the highlight for me is just meeting new people and sharing stories with them and just celebrating together as one. we live such a busy, monotonous life where we tend to forget about prayer, religion, where our values, what we grew up, and it's very hard when we go through these 9 nights of Navratri. It actually grounds you as a person and brings you back to your roots, your values, what you grew up, what your parents have taught you while growing up, and it basically brings a lot of peace.
I think it's extremely important for young people to maintain their cultures. It defines us, it gives us a sense of history, it defines who we are within a smaller community network, within a bigger South African society, and it assists us in developing our value system by which we live. And that value system is extremely important.
As a mom towards my kids, I find my role very important to be able to spread this spiritual way of life for my kids. I believe there's a distinction between religion and spirituality. For me, spirituality is when you actually connect to a higher sense of being. And I want my kids to know that they can talk to God. There's a moment when they're praying, or there's a moment in silence that they can connect to a higher energy or a higher being. And that for me is the spirituality part of it. And I feel that's very important, because throughout life, they're going to have lots of hardships. They're going to have lots of things that they're going to go through. But there's a point when they can find within themselves the inner soul and the inner being. And that for me is the spiritual side of our religion.
This is my identity.
After watching that story, I certainly can't help but smile at the thought of the vibrancy of our nation. I hope you too have been inspired. What's APPenning segment. Today we're reviewing a circuit training app to help you get fit, as well as a website that acts as a school resource directory for your primary and high school information needs. We'll be back in a moment.
This is my identity. This is my identity.
Ngiphinze ngokwamukele ku-Identity, libito lami Mpumi Mbethe. Sibonge ukuthi uhlezi nathi. Entrepreneur and champion for renewable energy, Pravin Samnarayan, got the show off to an eco-inspired start. We then experienced the Navaratri celebrations in today's regional story. Now it's time for us to get in touch with our techno-savvy sides. Here is our What's APPenning segment. December is just a month away, and if you would like to get that body ready to hit the beach or the poolside, then today's app is the perfect tool to add to your fitness routine. It's called Swerkit. Swerkit is a circuit training workout app that can be used anytime, anywhere. The brainchild of a US Army officer, this app was created as a very simple tool that will help people at any level to get fit. You can choose from 3 different categories of exercise: strength and cardio, yoga and stretching, as well as custom workouts. Make your workouts more interesting by creating your own exercise routines. All you have to do is select the custom workouts option, choose how long you want to work out for, and the body parts you want to target, and then get started. Set new challenges for yourself with each workout while exercising at your own pace. Swerkit is an easy-to-use app with simple and effective exercises that require no equipment. So if you are looking for an app that will help you get in shape without denting your pocket, then be sure to download Swerkit and start your fitness journey today. It's never too early or too late to start preparing for the next school year. If you are a parent needing information about school options for your children, or are a learner who wants to get proactive in helping your parents find a suitable school for you, then today's website review will help aid you in your search. www.schoolsforsa.co.za is a simple and interactive website that will help you find a school that will cater to your specific needs. It contains over 28,577 school listings across all 9 of the South African provinces. The website gives you the option to search for schools by either their province, specialization, or phase. The Schools by Specialization option breaks down your search into 22 different specialization areas. To list schools according to grades or levels, select the Schools by Phase tab. For a list of schools by province, select the province of your choice and you will get access to all the schools in the different cities and towns. The website also offers a resource tab that has school holiday information. So if you are looking for a tool that will help you in finding the right school, check out www.schoolsforsa.co.za today. Tuesday, the 4th of November, marks the start of National Cardiopulmonary Resuscitation Week, also known as CPR Week. CPR is an emergency life-saving procedure that helps to pump oxygen-rich blood into the heart and brain. It is important to become aware of this procedure so that you may save a life. Find out which accredited medical institution or emergency response provider offers CPR classes and sign yourself up for one today. On Thursday, the 6th of November, the Sikh community celebrates Guru Nanak Jayanti, an auspicious religious festival that is observed to commemorate the birth and philosophy of the founder of Sikhism, Guru Nanak. Devotees mark this observance by singing hymns, poetry recitals, as well as listening to sermons in praise of the Guru. We wish our Sikh viewers a blessed celebration. Siphela njalo salumuhla sicepho singathanza kuvala uvo lwakho. Sitholakala lula ku Facebook, Instagram kanye na ku Twitter. Kepha uma ungasithandi kahle lidingo tema social network, ungasithumela i-email ku identitytvshow@gmail.com. Kumalula nje. Today we wrap up the show with the sounds of the gorgeous songstress Lyra with a beautiful rendition of the song Something Inside So Strong. From me, Mpumi Mbethe, and the Identity team, may your inner strength carry you through any challenges that the week ahead may hold. Goodbye.